Hey Elevator, and welcome back to this month's yoga practice where we'll be showing you the hand and wrist mobility stretches. This is something I am having to do on the daily after breaking my hand in the car accident. And so we thought, what better way, since it's so prominent in my life right now, to show you what I'm doing to help heal my broken hand. And let's face it, hairdresser plus online content creator, I mean, you would be surprised how much you actually use your hands on a day-to-day basis. Literally from opening the fridge to eat to pulling your pants down to go to the bathroom, I had to ask Chris for help for weeks. And I want to publicly thank you for all the things when I was indisposed. But now we want to show you how to heal your hands and create more mobility in your wrists. This is good if you're someone who is starting to develop carpal tunnel.
Yeah, so I'm gonna take you through something really quick before we get started in this, just to kind of warm you up. And I want you to take your hands and I just want you to place them on either side of your forearm. So I got one, my thumb's down here, my fingers are on top. I just want you to kind of give yourself a little massage and just move that around just a little before we start. You can tell my fingers curl as we do it. You know, it's like when the doctor hits your knee.
Oh no, here we go.
So just let that happen. Just warm these up just for a second. Plus you moving your fingers like this and squeezing will also help warm up more of your fingers. So other side too.
A little massage.
Ooh, I got a little thumb pop.
Yeah, you did.
I got my fingers curling now. Yeah, and you can also move your thumb around a little bit. So if you find a tender spot or even on top, just move your fingers around just a little bit. I'm just trying to massage it just to wake it up. The other thing we want to do is to take our wrists and just for a second, just kind of rotate them around. We're gonna get that blood flow back down into our arms now. Just rotate this around a little bit. This is always kind of the way to start up. Your wrists are fragile. I mean, they're not meant to hold a lot of weight. And so you really have to strengthen them. As much as we use these things, we don't give them the kind of proper attention that they really deserve. And that's one thing I figured out, watching Britt do this all the time. She's doing it morning, day, evening, the whole day. And so it's something that I realized, like, I'm not doing enough of this. And I practice this stuff all the time. Like, this is something that's into my routine. And I started doing it more, and I can't tell you how much it's better my hands feel, my forearms feel. I didn't realize I was holding on to so much tension. So if that's you too, enjoy this. I hope you really enjoy it.
Yeah, so the first exercise, and we're gonna show you through a bunch of different exercises. The main goal is to hold it for at least 20 seconds or longer. We're not gonna be holding it that long, so if you wanna pause the video with each exercise, you can do that and do it as long as you feel like your body needs that, especially if you hit one of the exercises or stretches where you're like, oh, this is the one. Yeah, you'll know which is your go-to. So we're gonna show you through a series of tendon and hand stretches. So the first one is you're gonna wanna spread your fingers wide as you can, and you're gonna hold it for at least 20 seconds. This is gonna help to stretch your extensors.
I love you.
What are they?
Your fingers.
I'm
your
trying
phalanges.
to be
To work your digits.
Yeah, so hold that, pulling apart, 20 seconds.
All right, next step what you're gonna wanna do is you just wanna fold your thumb in. Just simply fold your thumb in and hold that there. Same, 20 seconds.
For me, it creates a nice stretch down the back side of this thumb.
Another thing, if you're not a big counter to 20 or you don't like doing that, you can also count breaths. So if you make a way you can stay with your breath, you kind of make this a meditation too, which is what I like to do. I don't always want to count to 20.
I feel like this is our new tribe symbol. Welcome to the Elevator Life Club, y'all. All right, and then the next one, you're gonna wanna lift one individual finger. I'm just using this as a table, so you can set your hand down on the table and pick up one finger at a time. See where you're at on that. So this one is my decent hand. Now let's see where we're at on this. Ooh. So this is the one where I'm really being challenged with the broken hand right now. So just notice where you feel that the most, what area of your hand needs a little bit of extra help. And maybe in doing this, you can isolate even more of the pinpoint area that's causing problems for you. And then you could take time to massage out where you feel stuck or tight, where you're not getting that full range of motion.
All right, so next what we're gonna do is I'm just gonna have you touch each finger to your thumb. So you're just gonna, if you're gonna pinch something, then you're gonna go to the next finger. Be slow, it's not a race. You know, there's nobody to get faster too, so.
There's no awards?
Listen, we'll print certificates, it'll be okay. Everyone gets a certificate.
I want a gold star. All right, perfect. Okay, so the next one, we're gonna be working on the wrist, and this is gonna be a wrist curl. So you're basically curling your wrist in and trying to pull down as much as you can with your wrist and hold for 20 seconds. For me, both of my wrists were like exploded by the airbag, the airbag, and it really destroyed my hand. So this one, I feel like crazy.
Okay,
Do you?
Oh yeah, definitely my left one for whatever reason. The right one's fine, the left one is wonky.
Ooh.
So we always want to do the opposite when we stretch. When we stretch one way, we always want to stretch the other way too. And so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna open ourselves up. Ooh. Okay, now it's the opposite wrist for me.
Ooh.
Doesn't have any rhyme or reason.
So holding that. And you want to make sure you're trying to pull your fingers down.
It's active. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not limp.
It's not just like, hey, this is natural. Like pull and flex those fingers back.
And then also too, between these, you can always kind of roll them out a little bit. I need it right now.
Yeah. Well, this will be perfect because the next one is basically the hammer with your wrist. So you're taking your wrist and you're hammering them back and forth, and seeing how that feels. As far down as you can go, as far back as you can go.
Is it tight for you too?
Yes.
All right, next let's stretch this out this way. Stretch the wrist out, and you're gonna take your hand, one hand, and press down on your fingers until you see your wrist open up in that angle. You can see Britt's flexibility versus mine right now. I didn't touch the airbag, so.
Oh, the fingers?
Yeah, it's way, yeah, can you see the difference?
I was like, yeah, mine's way more.
It's like mine's falling off a waterfall and Britt's is
Yeah, this is definitely where I could use some serious improvement, is this backward motion in my fingers on my left hand.
Ooh.
It's brutal. Switch.
That's good.
Yeah. Ooh. So you probably feel this in your forearm, like all the way down. Yeah.
And then we're gonna switch all the way to the other side. So you just fold the wrist down. Not a lot of pressure here. You're not trying to pop it. You're not trying to put any excessive force. But there's a point where you feel it, where it doesn't hurt, but it's not necessarily comfortable.
This is how my wrist will normally release this way.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Good little adjustment.
Mm-hmm.
You swap over to the other one. Man, this feels so good.
It does. So this would be perfect to do mid-work day, even before your work day. This is something we do before every single yoga practice because you don't realize how much pressure you put on your wrists with all the chaturangas and putting so much pressure on the hands through handstands and work like that. So it's so important to warm up the wrist. That's the one, if I do any warm up on my body parts before yoga, it's 100% my wrists. So this is really important. Now the last one. The last one, you're gonna take your wrist and just make nice big circles. And see if you can get as much range of motion, not just like how fast can you go? I feel like a dirty joke coming on. But how far can you create that range of motion? And now go back the opposite direction. Another nice technique you can do is to place your fingers right around the wrist to create a little separation here. Close down the hand and then create your circles.
There'll be a little bit tighter circles.
Yes.
You should be able to feel it, right? There's a spot where you can pinch
like your bones,
wrist.
and then there's like a gap, and then there's your hand, and you want to find that gap.
And we're not pinching too hard. You know, you're not trying to strangle it. Just hold on to it a little bit.
I really feel like there's a sex joke in here.
It's one of those days.
Oh, love it. All right, switch directions, and then just finish it up with maybe even opening the fingers and swirling the wrists around. Give it a little flap, a little fanny flap, flap, flap. And let us know how good that feels. Be sure to practice this throughout the day. This is something that you could be doing unconsciously, like while you're sitting at your desk, like all the different like fun, like exercises with the wrist, but make sure you're moving them and keeping them active and stretching them. What I have learned from being in a cast is that you need your hands. They are so important. Not to mention your heart chakra extends down into the hands, and so these are a tool of being able to give love, and you want to take care of them. So make sure that you're doing this on a daily basis. Let us know how you enjoyed it in the comments below, and we'll catch you later.
Peace.